and welcome to Bilingual Analytics. My name is Roland, and in today's video we are going to explore the different drilling options in Power BI. We are going to take a look at drill down, drill up, go to next level, and expand all buttons. But first of all, make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button so you never miss a new episode. Clicking on the bell icon also helps a lot. So drilling. For users coming from Excel reports to Power BI reports, mastering these functions could be difficult. I believe most of you are already familiar with these buttons, but do you know what's the main difference between them? Even if you haven't seen them, don't be afraid. With some practice and a good tutorial, you can master them. To make your life easier, I added timestamp to the video, so if you want to jump back and forth between the different parts, you can do that. You can also share this video with your report users or team members to upskill or train them. If you are ready, let's head over to a published report to explore all of these buttons in detail. Before we even begin, to be able to do any drilling, we have to have a hierarchy. In this case, I have multiple layers for cities. We start from continent, then we have region, further down country, and finally capital city. In addition to these fields, I also have population figures for these cities. It is a relatively simple model, but for the sake of this video, that's all we need. There are 5 visual elements on this page. On the top, we have a column chart with the hierarchy and the population figures. And on the bottom, we have 4 elements showing us selected city, country, region, or continent. I added these to help us to see details picked up by the report. With that cleared, we can start with drill down. If we click on the single arrow pointing down on the top right corner of the visual and activate the drill down function, we can drill into the details of a selected category. Let me click on Europe, and we will immediately see regions that belongs to Europe and their population. If I want to, I can further drill down. Remember, I have 4 layers of the hierarchy. Now we drill into Northern Europe, and we arrive to countries. We also receive information from Power BI that we have already selected a continent and a region. It is visible from the visuals on the bottom. Another click into Sweden will take us to Stockholm. Once we are at the lowest level of the hierarchy, we cannot really click anywhere since there are nothing lower down. At this stage, just as a reminder, we are looking at the city of Stockholm, which belongs to the country of Sweden, which belongs to the region of Northern Europe, and that all flow into the continent of Europe. Some of you probably already noticed that this drill down mode remains activated for the visual. It also means that if we want to go back to selection mode, we have to click on it again to deactivate. If there are no dark gray background for the single arrow pointing down, it means that the drill down mode is deactivated. And just like that, we can easily create a logical and easy to understand drilling experience for all users based on the hierarchy we have in the model. Let's say that we have checked the population of Stockholm, and as a next step, we would like to see details for Tokyo, Japan. That's when the drill up button comes in handy. Let's head back to the top right corner of the visual and click on the single arrow pointing up, or drill up button. It does the exact opposite as drill down and takes us back 1 level in our hierarchy. 2 more clicks and we are back at the continent level. Of course, as there are no more levels higher up, nothing happens when we click on the drill up button again. And from here we can drill into Asia, East Asia, then Japan, to finally see Tokyo. Another quick tip here. If we drill up to see all countries within East Asia and turn off the drill down mode, we can select countries to see the capital city and population there. Let me click on South Korea. So far we have covered the 2 basic buttons, drill up and drill down, and explored how to use them. Now we are going to cover the remaining 2, next level and expand all. Based on my experience, knowing how these 2 behave, and when to use which requires a little bit more practice, so I try my best to explain them as clear as possible. I'm going to use the same data, same hierarchy, but different buttons. So let's head back to Power BI. At the top right corner of the visual, we have two arrows pointing down. This is the Go to Next Level button. As you can see, our visual is right now at the continent level, showing us all continents. Once I click on the Next Level button, the visual is going to change to show us all regions. Again, this list contains all of the regions listed in the model. Remember, when we drilled down, we had to click on something. In a sense, we had to select a single continent to see what's below that. With the Next Level function, we just simply go to the next, lower level in the hierarchy. Think about this step as losing or getting rid of a layer in our hierarchy. Of course, we are not deleting it from our visual, as we can still always drill back up. But from a logical view, this is what's happening here. We are asking Power BI to ignore the first level in the hierarchy, in this case continents, and just show us everything on the second level. If we click on that button again, we will arrive at the country level. And again, we can see all countries listed in the model. One more click, and we have a full list of cities, all capital cities. As the default sort order is by population, you can now see all cities sorted based on their population. In this view, it's easy to see top 3, top 5 or top n cities based on a certain measure. And we still have the option to select a city, but just by clicking on the Next Level button, we are not going to select anything, and Power BI does not pick up any selection. Let's keep using our column chart to compare the Next Level button to the Expand All button, or those split arrows. Again, we are going to start from the continent level, but watch what happens when I click on the split arrow. Power BI keeps the continent information and reveals all the regions under each of the continents. 2 more clicks on the Expand button and we arrived at the city details. As you can see, the difference here compared to Next Level is that we keep all details for the hierarchy. In this view, it's still easy to see top 3, top 5 or top n cities based on a certain measure. And again, we still have the option to select a city, but just by clicking on the Expand All button, we are not selecting anything and Power BI does not pick up any selection. For many users, these features or options may seem to be the same. However, to fully understand the details and behaviors of these buttons, we have to step into the matrix. I know. I'm a huge advocate of removing matrices from visualizations, but bear with me on this one while I'm showing you another example. As I said, on this page we swapped our column chart to a matrix. Apart from that, we have the same hierarchy and population numbers. Clicking on the Next Level button does exactly the same thing that I just demoed with the column chart. From continent we go down to region, then further down to country, and finally to city. Again, in this view, it's easy to identify top 3, top 5 or top n cities based on a certain measure. If we drill back up to our starting point with the continents and reveal details using the Expand All button, we keep the continent information with the regions. Have a look at the sort order. First of all, Power BI sorts by continent, that's why Asia is on the top, and then by region. Why is it important? Let me click on the Expand button 2 more times to reveal cities. Now you can see North Korea and its capital listed as the 4th city in the matrix, However, if we scroll a bit further down, it is clear to see that there are other cities with higher population figures. But they belong to another region, hence why they are listed further down. This means that if we are looking for top-end cities by population, expand all might not be that useful to quickly identify details. There are no right or wrong methods to use these drilling functions, but you have to know what you want to achieve to make sure that you can use the best drilling option for the type of visuals that you are about to interact with. To wrap it up, use drill down to select a single category and reveal more details for that single category. Use the next level button when you are not interested in the current level of the hierarchy. If you want to or need to keep information for multiple layers in your hierarchy, make sure to use the Expand All button. And of course, when you want to go back, just click on the Drill Up button and go back a level. If you have any questions about drilling, feel free to use the comment section below. I try to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding about the different drilling functions in Power BI. Make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode. Stay tuned for more. See ya!